So every time I get a Vespa, the first thing that I do is take off these ugly things, this plastic bullshit. So on the box, all you're gonna get is the actual 2 reflectors in a very nice looking bags. Man, look how beautiful this looks. Open it up. And these bags, I'm gonna keep these bags using it for something else. These are really nice. Oh wow. Look at that. You got the nice Vespa logo in the top. Looks beautiful. Very unique. Very high quality stuff. In compared to those plastics ones, this is really high quality. So here are the tools you're gonna need. All you're gonna need is a Phillips screwdriver, a 5mm Allen key, a 10mm socket with the corresponding wrench, 10mm wrench, and a 14. Also, since we're gonna be reopening the holes to pass the cable through, you're gonna need a power drill with a few drill bits to match the correct hole. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to remove this panel so you can work more comfortably. So it's only a nut here, about here in the corner. This is a nut, a 10mm nut, and you got a Phillips screw fastener right here, just right underneath the footrest. So if you happen to have the extension arm for the footrest, you want to remove that so you can get access to remove the panel. And with the 10mm socket and a small wrench, you can get your hand here in the back. You try to feel the nut with your finger, and as soon as you feel engage it. So once you have removed your foot peg with the extension arm, so you want to proceed and remove this fastener, and then you want to grab the actual piece from the back and you want to pull it out carefully. You got one rubber plug here, so you pull it out like this, bend it a little bit to here, and try to juggle it around and remove it just like that. So once you have removed your piece, you want to lay something like a rag or a towel or something soft so you don't scratch your bodywork. So once you remove the panel from the bike, the next thing you want to do is you want to bring your reflector. The first thing you want to do is you want to remove the screw. You got a screw and a washer, and then you got this hole with an inbuilt hole where you can guide the cable through. So you want to remove those two. You got like a locking washer and a washer there. So you want to put those in a side. So the next thing you want to do is you want to grab your drill bit kit, and you want to look for a right side drill bit, because as you can see, these holes, they are a little bit smaller than the screws that come with it, and this one is actually a little bit more bigger, so you pass the cable through. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have the right size. Remember that the thinner part goes facing to the front and the thicker part goes facing to the back. See how everything line up. Okay. So we're gonna be using a 1/4" drill bit to drill the hole for the smaller screw, and then we're gonna be using a 5/16 to drill the bigger one. So we're gonna be using 5/16 and a 1/4" for the other one. And you're gonna take the drill. I'm gonna start with the smaller one. You're gonna grab your piece. You're gonna go gently. That's it. Make sure the screw can go through. Remove the bit, put the other one in. You want to lay the thing on top because this is a pretty soft plastic and this is a pretty sharp drill bit. So as soon as you start drilling, if you put too much pressure on it, it's just gonna eat the whole thing down. So you just want to put it like slightly, don't put too much force on it. Make sure you can put the cable through. And then what you want to do is you want to guide the cable through the hole. You want to grab your two washers and the actual screw You want to put the locking washer first, and then the other washer, flip it over, and you want to guide the cable through the, that's everything through. Here I have my screw there, and then with my hand I just want to get it, you know, started. It goes into certain position, so as soon as you feel that going, you don't want to go all the way. You want to grab your little screw with the Allen key. You want to flip it over, align the hole, and then with your 5mm Allen key, you want to tie that down. You just snug in there, nothing too crazy. And then with the 14mm wrench, you want to proceed and tie down. You just snug in there, and that's it. You have your nice reflector already installed, ready for connection. So before you proceed to install the panel, I noticed that the cable was gonna be just hanging in there, and I don't like to leave things like that. So I got the idea to drill a hole through this little gap so you can route the cable through there, so it's nice and clean, you know. So you're gonna proceed and drill the hole. You wanna be careful with this part because you don't wanna go over the panel and, you know, leave a hole in the panel. So once you have installed the panel and pass the cable through, we're gonna go ahead and remove our rear signal light so we can make the connection for the light. So you want to go ahead and proceed and remove the light. Get some zip ties holding here the thing. So you want to pull all these cables out. What you want to do is you want to grab the cable that comes from the signal light of the bike, not the one from the kit, because you don't want to be playing with the cables of the kit. You know, press that little tip here, right here, unplug it. You want to move that cover to the back so you work comfortably, and then you just want to take out the, slide that back, open up that little hole thing a little bit. Careful you don't cut any of your cables. That's good enough. So with the lights, you're gonna get some of these things that probably you don't know what they are, but this is actually very helpful. This is to make the connection. You wanna grab a couple of these. You see how one part is closed and the other one is open, and you got the slider with those two openings. So the way this works is that you put the cable through there, you slide the cable in there, and the other one with the closed end is where you put the cable. Pre-install this, you want to go ahead and slide the cable into the slot. If you struggle a little bit to get that cable into the slot, you can use a flat screwdriver to push it in without pinching the cable carefully. The correct slot, see? Then you want to grab the other one, slide it inside. This is how the kit comes with these three cables. So you got a yellow, a red, and a black. The yellow and the red goes together, and the black goes to the ground. So these two connects to the color one, and this goes into the ground. You want to guide your cable back here to the hole, and grab your white cable, make sure it's the closed end, and then you want to slide that in there. You want to have your pliers in hand before you attempt to do it. Slide it all the way in, close this, grab it, push it in. When you hear that click, it's because it's in. See, you try to pull the cable and it's not coming off. And you want to grab your black one, slide it in place, and that's it. Make sure your both cables are secure. Go ahead and make the connection. Signal light, put everything back on, slightly for a quick test. Go to the ignition, turn it over, make sure everything turns on, and then when you put the signal light, boom, works perfectly. It's impressively bright. This thing is really, really bright compared with this one. So once you have made the test, see everything is working perfectly. You wanna bring all your connectors and, you know, try to toggle everything back in place. Slightly snug in there, you don't want to go crazy with it. Once you're done with the whole installation and connecting the cables, you can proceed and reinstall your fasteners and the nut that goes into the back here. And you're gonna proceed to install my foot pegs. And that's it. That's how you easily install this beautiful side reflector that works with your signal lights. It's actually amazingly bright. It helps you a lot to be seen on the way when you're in the darkness or in the highway or anything. And we are actually gonna be installing also a hazard light, which any of the motorcycles come with a hazard light, but we're gonna be installing one so we can actually make those work very nicely. So stay tuned for that, because we're gonna be showing you how to install a hazard light on a Vespa. So that's it. Make sure you check down in the description below for all the links for the products, and see you in the next one. So the way you remove this crap, you can probably use a flat screwdriver and some pliers, and there's like a little rounded part here on the back of the plastic that you can just pry it out with the screwdriver, or just break it with the needle pliers. I don't really care about it because it's just some plastics. I already removed this one. It was literally the first thing that I did when I got this scooter, so I'm just demonstrating you how to remove it. I usually don't care about it, I just end up breaking the thing. As you can see, I break both parts and just got rid of this ugly plastic looking one. So